All right, everybody. I've got an Omega review, a comparison. From top to bottom, this is the 75th anniversary edition. This is the in-between, is like 2015 production. This is the 13, 15, and this is the 18. This is the 80th anniversary edition, the bottom one. I just reviewed the 80th anniversary edition and posting it now. So I want to really kind of show you the differences between these and really what they got right and wrong and all these things. So first off the bat, the 75th anniversary edition, this goat skin is way different. This is a Kantara goat skin. Not really, I know it's a Nigerian. It's very similar to like a Highland goat skin. Really wish they used that more. All of my 80th anniversary edition, or all of my 75th that I've had, have had some kind of really special looking goat skin cover. This one I got on a trade from a brother. I actually replaced the ribbons on it. It originally only came with 2 black ribbons, similar to these right here, just kind of plain Jane. And the 3 red 10mm ribbons really spice it up. So this is one that I love using daily, and then you can just get some use. Anyway, this is a brown, a deep brown Omega, and this is a 2015 production, I believe. And this cover is different. You can see the grain is more of a pebble grain. Anyway, you can see it's really a much more a different kind of feel, a different kind of look altogether than this grain, than the 75th anniversary edition. This one looks like a Sakota, feels more like a Highland goat skin, but I'm sure it's a Nigerian goat skin either way. This one is more like a river grain or like a pebble grain goat skin. See, this one has like a scar, not a scar, but like a ridge that was included in the cover, which I like. I really like that. But the flexibility is not really there. It's not super flexible. It's got a tight hinge and it wants to close. You see that? You see where we're at right there? It wants to close. But it's still great. You can see I've used it, and the yap's already training down. It's really nice. Looks really good. But you see how tight that block is to that gilt line. Okay, I want you to pay attention to that. You see the same thing for the 75th. Block's tight to the gilt line all the way around. Now this is the 80th. The 80th anniversary edition is without a doubt the nicest Omega they've ever made. You see you have more yap. The block's not as tight. It's not much, but it's definitely going to make a difference when this starts training down, like how this one's training down. It's going to look even better with just a little more yap like that. And anyway, the gold gilding is a little bit better on the 80th, in my opinion. It's a little brighter, and the ribs are the same. The ribs are nice. It looks very much like the newer raised ribs editions. You can see that the 15 production, the deep brown, had the 4 ribbons, the 4 multicolored ribbons. But the way they were put in the block is about how I would do it. You want them side by side. It still doesn't look great, but they're put in there side by side. Well, the 80th anniversary edition is much different. They stacked them one under the other. Not a fan of that. Not at all a fan of that. I'm really particular, so I like to have certain colors for certain sections. I don't like having ribbons overlap. I like to have my ribbons laying in and not folding. See how they have to fold up to get in there? I like to have them turned to where they're not creased at the top. But maybe that's just me being weird. But also, you see I have to pick this up higher, because if I don't pick it up higher, I'll end up rolling it over on it, because this is the floppiest Omega, way floppier than its predecessors. So I'm going to do one side by side. This is the 80th, and this is the most recent. Here's the 75th. I'll do it too. And now, when I open the 75th, it wants to close. When I open it's even tighter. The 2015 production is even tighter. But the 80th anniversary edition is so flimsy, so floppy. It is just like, it's like water. I mean, it's just so incredibly floppy. Definitely, without a doubt, absolutely the best cover on an Omega, on a Crossway, maybe ever. It is absolutely the best feeling cover, without a doubt. Also, your art gilding is cleaner, more consistent on the 80th anniversary edition. This one's not bad, but you can still, if you look really carefully, you can see some spotting, which I don't really mind that, but you're not going to see a whole lot of that on the 80th. You might see some, but there's similar colors, but this one's a little cleaner. The gilding's a little bit better, I think, on the 80th. But you can see how the cover, just the difference in the cover. I had to push this one down, but when you roll it up, you can just see how much floppier that 80th anniversary edition is. It's like awesome. I mean, it's so awesome. If you love a floppy Bible. Now, I love all of these, but this one, it just feels so nice. I mean, you can roll it up like a newspaper. I mean, it's crazy. It's just nuts how floppy this thing is. Bravo to Youngblood for such an awesome cover. The reason this cover's so floppy is because this liner is just a different grade of either calf skin or calf split or something. It's just way thinner, way more agile than the others. Okay, so you saw the difference in the ribbons. Same ribbons, just stacked in a different manner. Blocks are the same on all these. 10-point font, double column, paragraph format with references, concordance, maps, all that stuff. They need some lined paper. I said that in the 80th anniversary edition review. They need lined paper. To really compete with Allens and Scholars, you need lined paper and you need better ribbons. Now that you've got probably the best cover you've ever had on a Crossway Bible, need to take it up one more step and get better ribbons, because Youngblood does it. Youngblood produces a lot of Scholar and Allen Bibles that have better ribbons. This is a choice Crossway made. That's a bad choice. Thank you again for the review Bible and all the Bibles that I'm given to review. But the truth is the truth. These ribbons are a bad choice. You could still get a double-sided satin ribbon in this size, this color, and do 4 ribbons that are better, higher quality ribbons. These come out of the box 10 minutes ago. You see how it's fraying. I'm going to have to repair those by singeing the ends more prior to even really using it. But anyway, that's kind of the comparison. That's really, it's really a cover comparison. And the hinge is much tighter. Like this Bible has got just a tiny bit of crinkle. Like you can kind of hear it. A little bit of crinkle in the hinge. This does not. This is the most fluid Crossway Bible I have ever had. And I want to try to move it out of the way so I don't hit on anything. It's just so fluid. And that only crinkle that is when the page edges flop over. I mean, it's just so fluid. You almost have to be careful not to have the pages flop over on themselves and get pinched. So anyway, that's my comparison with the other Omegas, the 80th anniversary edition versus the 75th and the latter deep brown 2015 production of the Omega. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful if you're looking to buy one. Also, the boxes look different. Forgot to say that. This is the 80th anniversary edition box. It has a much cleaner look, in my opinion, sleeker look. This with just the ESV on the cover, that's okay. It's not terrible. The side looks okay. I mean, it's not a bad box, but this just looks cleaner. I like the gold as opposed to the silver. The borderline also. I like having this on the bottom instead of on the back, right here. I just think it looks a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Now these boxes do scuff easily, but that's the purpose of a box. So anyway, there's your comparison, and hopefully that might help you in making decisions on the 80th anniversary edition Omega. It's definitely the best Omega ever produced. If you love the Omega, and especially if you love floppy Bibles, let me just do the hand test real quick before I run out of time. This is just pinching the spine. It's all over me. It's just so floppy. And then with these, it's pretty similar, but not quite as much as you can see. It's just not as floppy. That's not terrible, but this is just a much better. It's just a whole different level of cover. Okay, so if you are wondering about, if you're on the fence about the 80th anniversary edition Omega, this should put you off of it. This should get you in the win column. Okay, they're worth a shot. Okay, if you've tried them and you didn't like how stiff they were, you didn't like this or that, this cover will change your mind. Okay, so anyway, that's really all I've got to say. Hopefully that's helpful for anybody who is looking to purchase or to try to acquire one through a trade. It's just really a special group of Bibles. Any of these would be great to have. I just really love this 80th anniversary edition. I am going to have to fix this ribbon issue. Hopefully Crossway fixes it in the years to come. But anyway, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave a comment and let us know what you're thinking. What do you like? Do you like the stiffer cover better? Do you like the floppier cover better? And do you have an 80th anniversary edition? What did you think of it? Did you have a good experience? So, in my honest opinion, I believe this is the most premium Crossway Bible ever produced. Just straight off the top, even with the crap ribbons, it's definitely the most premium Bible ever produced by Crossway. Only exception would be, the earliest productions with the ABBA made covers. They're just more collectible and they're great, exceptional paper. But as far as a modern production, this is definitely the best thing you can buy at a store right now from Crossway. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless.